Hi, I'm Mike.
Hey,
Hi.
doing good.
Welcome, everybody, back to the road to holes, part 3. We already have 2 people in for the finals. We have Jake Marangoni and we have Cody Newberry, a surprise winner, because we had so many Schmodown players in that one, dude. It was like rigged. And yet, the cream always rises to the top.
Yep.
Today's going to be exciting. We're also playing a new game. And I have some new people also here to do that. So let's bring in this guy. Hey.
What's up?
How you doing, Squire?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I decided I needed to make my debut after like the last couple times when one of my reviews came up or something, and multiple people were like, I don't know who that is. Who's this guy? How am I supposed to guess his review? And I don't know who he is. So, I mean, I don't know how many trivia matches I have to play, but I'm here now, so I think everyone will know.
Didn't you make like the finals of the Warzone team tournament last year?
That's what they tell me.
It's weird, I know. We also have this guy's back. What's up, Malcolm?
What's up? But just here to have some fun and see what chaos happens.
Shit, we want people who want to win, though. Okay, we also have this guy. What's up, Bo?
I'm good. I'm just going to be like, if somebody didn't know who I was, do you know who I am? Do you? Do you? That's why I'm going to play this. I'm kidding.
I respect it. We have the chef here.
Hey, everybody.
So you're going to win today, Brooklyn?
Okay, hi. God, no. No.
Shit, people don't want to win today. And we also have the father of a child.
Yeah.
Hey, father.
We're no longer allowed to say the child's name. This is a new rule. I'm my cat's fed. I'm doing good. I'm really worried. I was hoping for more time pre-cam so you could tell me if you could see the stains on my sweater. But we're just gonna hope for the best. Weird.
Okay. And now, wait, I have a private chat. Oh, yeah, you said that. Sorry. So,
no, you ignored me.
You said it like a pirate. I had to feed me cat.
These are all the players, Mike.
It's my new bet.
Yes.
So, but I don't like it. It looks weird. It doesn't look like even. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring somebody else in. What's up, champ?
Hello.
The champ is here. Obviously, he was not going to play. So that means, Mike, get your whiteboard. You're going to play. So we have 6 players. Nice. This is the man who you guys are playing to play later. And the game we're playing today is called... Wait, what? And the reason it's called this is because I actually have no idea what we're doing today. It's all this guy. He invented a game. He's going to make you play it. And I'm just going to have fun. So, care to explain what you created, sir?
Sure. So, yeah, if you want to play against me, you got to beat my game. So, the way the game is going to work is this. I am going to give you the name of a list on Letterboxd. That's all you're getting. You're getting the name. And if it is from someone in this community, you will get who it is from. And then all you have to do is try and name as many movies as possible that are on that list. You will get 1 point for each movie on that list you correctly name. But if you name a single movie that is not on the list, you automatically get 0 points. The extra thing is, if you are able to name every movie on the given list, you will get a bonus 5 points. Now, you might be wondering, are we going about people's opinions? No, these lists are going to be weird and oddly specific a lot of the time. For instance, your first list, I'll give you guys an example so you can see how the game works. So, for instance, the first one is a list by Mr. Cameron Redshaw. And the list is John Singleton movies prominently featuring the word furious ranked. And so you need to name as many movies on that list as you can. The films are Boys in the Hood, Too Fast, Too Furious. So if you were able to name only one, you get 1 point. If you name both, you get 2 points because you named both of the movies, plus another 5 because you named all of them for 7 points. But if you were to say, oh man, he did Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, you get no points, even if you got the other 2. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. I will also say there will never be more than 8 movies on a given list.
Damn it.
8, I believe, is the highest that we go on this.
That is fucking cuckoo bananas, sir.
Yeah.
I was
So
hoping
So we're gonna have to write really small, is what you're saying.
movie list.
or just turn your whiteboard the other way, and then you have a lot more room to make a list.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I've got a bunch of these, and they're all we're gonna start with some of the more normal ones. We're gonna get weirder and crazier and more difficult as we go along. So, gentlemen, your first one for points is a list by Mr. Caleb Coho, and the list is films where Sally Hawkins stares at a CGI creature while swimming underwater. And I will also say, I will not tell you how many movies are on each given list. It is up to you to figure out how many you think you can write without being deemed incorrect.
And you think this is the gimme, right? This is like...
I think this is one of the easier ones, because I think this is just based on objective fact. This is based on fairly well-known movies, fairly well-known things.
So wait, if we get one wrong, we don't get any points.
If anything you write is incorrect, you don't get any points. So you can try for more movies to get more points.
Yeah, but you might not.
But
wanna
if you
risk
reach too far, you get nothing.
it. Mhm.
Shit.
So we're gonna count.
Everybody ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we will start with Mr. Brooklyn Vale. What have you got?
I just played it safe and The Shape of Water.
All right, we'll go to Mr. Scott Harvey. I'm just going in this order because that's how I have my scoreboard formatted.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Just Shape of Water.
Malcolm.
I also just read Shape of Water.
Boatman.
I'm going to bold move. The Shape of Water and Paddington 2.
Underwater.
Zach.
I even Shape of Water, but is she in the water horse?
And we'll go to Mike.
Shape of Water.
So everyone is correct on The Shape of Water, but your full list is Nazario, The Shape of Water, and Paddington 2. So everyone gets 1 except for Boatman, who gets a great lead at the start with 7 points.
Holy shit.
So now
Shit.
Oh, I
Nazario,
guess
you
the
did-
creature isn't underwater. This is what I stuck in.
That's a good start there,
Challenge.
Bolt.
Yeah. So your next list, gentlemen, movies in which Zac Efron solves racism through song and dance.
Oh my god.
Great shit.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm fucking shitting me right now.
Welcome to the wild, crazy world I have created.
I'm not sure I'm gonna ever let you make another game though.
But Nazario, believe me, it gets so much better or worse depending on how you feel. We'll go 5.
I don't think people are gonna understand what we're
Holy
doing.
moly.
So I'm just gonna
I'll
let
give,
this
I'll give a
here.
little bit more time. Give a little bit more time.
Also, buy our shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great fucking movies. We need 2 more people.
Okay, 5, 4,
And
3,
Alan Z Pod
2,
shirts.
1. Pens down. We'll start with Scott.
Okay, I went out on a little bit of a limb. I said Hairspray and The Greatest Showman.
And we will go to Malcolm.
I also read Greatest Showman and Hairspray.
We will go to Boatman
I played it safe for this one, just Hairspray.
and Zach.
Hairspray.
Mike
Didn't have it.
and Brooklyn.
I went for a bold strategy and put all 3 High School Musical movies.
Your list, gentlemen, is Hairspray and The Greatest Showman. So Scott and Malcolm both get 7 points. Boat and Zach both get 1, and Brooklyn and Mike unfortunately get no points. So the score is now 8 to 8 to 8 to 2 to 1 to 1 for some people. As we go to the next list, which is if it will load. Your next list
I'm
is
gonna. This is too crazy to score for my. When we're done, you just send me.
I'm keeping track of
screenshot.
all of it. I'm keeping track of all of it. I
Send me a
got you.
screenshot so I can put it in the thing. I'm just gonna
Will
vamp.
do. Will do. Your next list. Rachel McAdams in a romance movie where she provides emotional support to a white man who can time travel.
I know a couple of these. This is getting good.
I will say this much. I have written questions with this exact category, with basically this category as a name. Because, why not? It's
wait,
weird that... My favorite thing is that it's weird that there's more than one. But
my favorite thing is that I actually think there's a lot.
I mean, you can also see the list, Nazario, because you have access to the StreamYard.
That is also a good thing to know because I forgot I could do that. Yes.
We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Malcolm.
I went to About Time and the Time Traveler's Wife.
And we'll go to Boatman.
I think I might have gone too far, but I said About Time, Midnight in Paris, The Time Traveler's Wife, and Doctor Strange.
Zach.
Forgot Midnight in Paris. I got Doctor Strange, About Time, and Time Traveler's Wife.
Mike.
I fucked up. About Time in the Notebook.
Brooklyn.
I put About Time and Doctor Strange.
And Scott.
Midnight in Paris, The Time Traveler's Wife, About Time, and Doctor Strange.
And your list. The Time Traveler's Wife, Midnight in Paris, About Time, and Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So some people getting some points. We'll move on. I can't give a score recap after every round. It's going to be way too
Don't do that.
Your next list is movies starring Brad Pitt featuring animated penguins.
What?
Movies starring Brad Pitt featuring animated penguins. Nazario, so I'm getting the impression that you are now trying to figure them out on your own before you look at the list in the bottom, right?
Yes, I am.
It's
Because
great when you
somehow
see the
this
moment
got-
of realization on people's faces.
This is actually got interesting once I kind of went over the hump of the insane description of the game.
Yeah,
It's kind of
some
fun.
of them are really simple. I'm telling you right now, we are going to get into lists that have like 20-word titles at some point because they're extremely specific. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
It might also apply to Cool World, but I played it safe and just said Happy Feet 2.
Zach.
I did Happy Feet 2 and Cool World.
Actually, sorry. Okay, we're good. Mike.
It's animated, so I had no idea. I put Surf's Up.
Scott.
Yeah, I just put the only animated movie I could think of that he's in, which is Megamind.
Brooklyn.
I did not pick animated movies. I picked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and 12 Monkeys. I thought CGI counted as animated.
And Malcolm.
I just went Happy Feet 2.
And your list, everybody. Happy Feet 2 and Fight Club.
I gotta say, this is the first one I actually would have gotten the 7 points.
For the record, like
I will say, I promise we are going to get more lists that are not just 2 movies, but there's also going to be a lot of lists that are just 2 movies.
I'm gonna say something too. I just realized the other day where I was looking at Blue Sky Studios that they did the animated Penguin in Fight Club. So that's how I knew.
That's fine. Your next list, gentlemen, prepare. This is a long title. 2016 films with Andrew Garfield as an explicitly Christian character with an accent whose faith is put to the test by witnessing extreme violence around him that is inherently related to the Japanese. Like I said, some of these are long titles that are extremely specific.
Repeat the question, please.
Absolutely. 2016 films with Andrew Garfield as an explicitly Christian character with an accent whose faith is put to the test by witnessing extreme violence around him that is inherently related to the Japanese.
I love the misplaced modifier that makes it seem like the accent is faith is put to test.
I don't know if that's a misplaced modifier. I think that's just me needing to breathe. There is no punctuation in the title of this list. That's just me having to breathe. 5.
So, Mike, are the movies you picked for this list great fucking movies?
2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Zach.
One of them is here.
Hacksaw Ridge and Silence.
Mike.
I had Silence.
And Brooklyn.
Silence and Hacksaw Ridge.
Scott.
I only had Hacksaw Ridge.
And Malcolm.
I put Silence and Hacksaw Ridge.
And Boatman.
Silence from Hacksaw Ridge.
It's gonna be a third one to fuck us all up.
And your list. Silence and Hacksaw Ridge. It's just the two. It's so weirdly specific that
weirdly similar posters too, kind of.
Yeah. So we go to your next list, everybody. Your next list: movies where Oscar Isaac has a droid that Domhnall Gleeson desperately wants. It's so fun seeing some of these lists.
This is an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's quite some of these like it's so weirdly specific how people can find ways to overlap movies.
This is the best thing about Letterboxd.
We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will start with Mike, I believe.
And Ex Machina and The Last Jedi.
We'll go to Brooklyn.
I had Ex Machina, Star Wars Force Awakens, Star Wars Last Jedi, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker.
And we go to Scott.
Yeah, see, I didn't know if he explicitly wanted him, so I just said Ex Machina and The Force Awakens.
And we go to Malcolm.
I put Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Ex Machina.
And Boatman.
I just said Ex Machina and Star Wars The Force Awakens.
And your list
I didn't show
is just... Oh, and Zach, sorry, Zach.
I have Ex Machina and The Force Awakens.
Okay. Your list is Ex Machina and Star Wars The Force Awakens.
No.
To get into list number 8. Big screen musicals starring Hugh Jackman in which our young hero gets caught stealing a loaf of bread and ends up raising kids whose mother is played by an actress who starred in Brokeback Mountain.
How can there be more than one?
That's what's great about this game. Is
Can you repeat the list again?
absolutely big screen musicals starring Hugh Jackman in which our young hero gets caught stealing a loaf of bread and ends up raising kids whose mother is played by an actress who starred in Brokeback Mountain. Sorry, you look so confused.
I mean, I guess if you told me like it's a list and it has to have at least 2, I would make a wild guess on the second one. But the bread thing is so
5,
fucking specific.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Brooklyn.
The Greatest Showman and Les Mis.
Does this
And
still
Scott.
be The Greatest Showman?
The Greatest Showman and Les Miserables in his orchestra.
Who stole the bread in
Malcolm.
The Greatest Showman?
Les Mis at The Greatest Showman.
Boatman.
The Greatest Showman, and it annoys me how you all pronounce Les Miserables.
Thank you, Boatman. Zach.
The Greatest Showman.
I had both. I had Greatest Showman and...
Oh, yeah, no, I saw.
I'm not allowed to share my answers on the show. It's okay. Les Miserables.
Sorry, Boatman was talking. What's your answer, Zach? I assume you had the same 2 everyone else did. And Mike.
I don't remember the Brad and Greatest Showman, and I've never seen the second one, so I took a guess Les Miserables in Australia, because fuck it.
Your list. Les Miserables and The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
You wouldn't think this would be a list, but
Who the fuck stole the bread on The Greatest Showman?
Hugh Jackman. Hugh
that.
Jackman's character did. Young Hugh Jackman. His character steals a lot of bread when he's like living on the streets.
Fuck.
It's weird. It's oddly specific. Your next list. Movies where a talented orphan runs afoul of the local populace and flees to a hilltop fortress to make snow. Pardon me? You want to hear the title again?
That one, yeah.
Absolutely. Movies where a talented orphan runs afoul of the local populace and flees to a hilltop fortress to make snow.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? The next time we do this shit, I'm gonna play.
I assume it's already just real.
I will say I originally found like 70 lists for this. I cut it down to like 35, I think.
I mean, you better, because like, this is a 1 hour show.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Scott.
I don't even think this is what this movie's about, but I said the Polar Express.
And we will go to Malcolm.
I actually didn't get anything.
And Boatman.
Frozen and Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, motherfucker.
And Zach.
Is he as an orphan? Edward Scissorhands? Okay, Frozen.
Edward Scissorhands is absolutely an orphan. He killed his own father, kind of.
He's not a real human.
Whoa. His father had a heart attack and failed
because he was scared of him. Mike, did you have anything?
No.
And Brooklyn.
Frozen and Frozen 2.
Your list.
Yeah, don't
Frozen and Edward
telling me
Scissorhands.
that Edward Scissorhands is a fucking murderer. That's just for lies.
That's right. Your next list. Movies where the parents from Juno play aggressive mentors who use abusive methods to push their students towards greatness, resulting in a Best Supporting Academy Award for the actor.
Man, that last one is too much of a giveaway, but yeah. That last one.
I know one of them. What's the fucking other one?
Look, I don't make the lists. I just read the names of the lists and find them.
Fuck it. Repeat the list one more time.
Movies where the parents from Juno play aggressive mentors who use abusive methods to push their student towards greatness, resulting in a Best Supporting Academy Award for the actor. Again, you wouldn't think there would be a list that specific, but there is. 5, 4.
I take back
3,
all my skepticism,
2,
Malcolm. This show is great.
1. Pens down. We will start with Malcolm.
I went Whiplash and I, Tonya.
There you go.
Boatman.
Whiplash and I, Tanya.
Zach.
Whiplash and I, Tanya?
Mike.
I had Whiplash.
Brooklyn.
Whiplash. I, Tanya is just fine.
And Scott.
I disagree. I love both of these movies, Whiplash and I, Tonya.
Whiplash and I, Tanya. So score recap after the end of number 10. In first place, we have Caleb Boatman with a score of 53 points, followed by Scott Harvey with a score of 39, Zach with a score of 34, Malcolm with a score of 32, Brooklyn with 18, and Mike with 3.
Hey, Mike, remember when we did like an hour-long show and the top scorer was 48 and we're like a third of the way here? It's great.
Your next list. British actors get fat and spend 10 hours in hair and makeup to play a balding politician in a biopic that's pretty dull and unnecessary and had an unnecessary ending, which resulted in them receiving the Golden Globe that year.
Okay, wait a minute.
Repeat the list.
British actors get fat and spend 10 hours in hair and makeup to play a balding politician in a biopic that's pretty dull and has an unnecessary ending, which resulted in them receiving the Golden Globe that year. There's also, I will say, the description of this has 5 additional hints that I think make it way too easy.
Fair.
Yeah. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
Whoa! Vice and Darkest Hour.
Oh.
Zach.
Yeah, it's Darkest Hour and Vice.
Mike.
Advice.
Brooklyn.
Darkest Hour and Vice.
Scott.
Yeah, I blocked out one of the worst movies ever created, but Darkest Hour is actually pretty enjoyable.
And Malcolm.
Vice and the Darkest Hour.
Your
Mike,
list.
did you flip?
Huh?
Mike, did you flip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Advice.
Vice and Darkest Hour. Yeah. Vice and Darkest
See,
Hour. Both look
I
left in their
would have
posters.
loved
Both
this
wear
one.
glasses. Both won the Critics' Choice Award. Both had a lead role in the Dark Knight trilogy, and both of them worked with Oscar snubby Amy Adams.
Actually, I would have fucked up this one because I would have said J. Edgar, but Leo is not from England.
No.
Or
Your
a
next list.
politician, I think.
I almost forgot
Movie.
Bale was British.
Your next list. Movies based on franchises that had a popular TV show on the air during the 1960s in which Henry Cavill plays a major character who gets in an intense fight in a public restroom. It's so weirdly specific.
Wait,
I hope there's 5 of these.
I'd have
he
two-
has several movies where he fights in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Repeat it.
Movies based on what?
Repeat it.
Movies based on franchises that had a popular TV show on air during the 1960s in which Henry Cavill plays a major character who gets in an intense fight in a public restroom. Absolute insanity.
Mike, you only have 200 repeats left.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Zach, I think we're starting with this time. I don't know.
Sure. Fallout and Man from Uncle.
Mike.
Add Fallout.
Brooklyn.
Fallout, Man from Uncle.
Scott.
The Man from Uncle, Mission Impossible, Fallout.
Malcolm.
The Man from Uncle Mission Impossible Fallout.
And Boatman.
Mission Impossible Fallout, The Man from Uncle.
Guys,
Everyone gets... You're missing one. You're missing
you're missing
one.
the big one, dude.
You're missing Batman v
Batman
Superman,
v
Dawn of
Superman.
Justice.
I almost put Man of Steel, so I'm glad I didn't F it up.
Yeah,
Had
I
a
was thinking
TV
Man of
show
Steel
during
as
the
well.
60s. It had...
Behind the Russia?
your next
Batman
list.
beats up Superman with a fucking
This,
bat.
this is a list made by one Adelaide Spence. This is a list made by Adelaide Spence. Your list. Movies where Jesse Eisenberg fights a guy named Eduardo.
I mean, there's
so
one, right?
stupid.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb on this one.
This
I
game
mean,
is so
there's
stupid.
the one, right? there's the one.
Sure.
You know what I'm
5,
gonna do? I'm gonna do a list
4,
called "Great
3,
Fucking Movies" by Mike Hanley that
2.
Kirk gave 2 stars or less.
1. Pens down. We'll
Jeez.
start with Mike.
And The Social Network. Couldn't think of the other.
Brooklyn.
Social Network and The Art of Self-Defense.
Scott.
Yeah, I also thought of The Art of Self-Defense and The Social.
Malcolm.
I just thought of The Social Network.
Boatman.
I said The Social Network and Rio.
And Zach.
If that's right.
Boat, you were so close. The answer is The Social Network and Rio 2.
Oh my God.
Eduardo voiced by one Bruno Mars, if I'm not mistaken.
I am actually.
Well, I'd fight him too, though.
I can't believe people actually watch
Your next
those two.
list.
The first
Movies
one was
starring
shit.
you. Movies starring Ewan McGregor in which all the action abruptly halts so that the people on screen can perform an elaborate dance number set to a cover of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
This game is weird. There's always like the obvious one, right? Like,
Oh, that's the thing.
obviously
I
one.
think all of these you should be able to think of for sure one thing that fits the criteria, and then it's going, wait, what else works with this idea?
Just
I
for,
know this
just for
probably
comedic
should be
effects, can you repeat
something
that one more time?
Absolutely. Movies starring Ewan McGregor in which all the action abruptly halts so that people on screen can perform an elaborate dance number set to a cover of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
So, I know this probably should have been a way earlier question, but every list has more than one movie, right?
No list will have more than 8 movies.
No, I mean less than 2.
That's for me to know and them to find out.
Shit.
There's going to be one that has 0 movies
5,
on it.
4,
There's
3,
-3
2,
movies.
1. Pens down. We'll start with Brooklyn.
My last answer was a joke answer. Chicago and then Angels and Demons, in particular the death scene.
Scott.
I feel like one of the Trainspotting movies might have it, but I said Moulin Rouge.
Malcolm.
I went Birds of Prey and Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
Boatman.
Moulin Rouge.
that's right.
That's fucking good.
Zach.
Nice.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge.
And Mike.
Didn't have anything.
And
Your list.
Diamonds.
Moulin Rouge and Birds of Prey.
Girls' best. friend.
Can they
And the
not
next
get it
list.
because they didn't say the full name, the Emancipation?
I am allowing just Birds of Prey. I'm allowing just Birds of Prey. Your next list.
Challenge.
Movies in which Hugh Jackman plays an American in a position of power who self-destructively asks a journalist to investigate him, only for that investigation to lead to his undoing.
So
There's no
I
one.
forgot to pay attention to you saying it. Can you
Yeah,
say
I'll
that
repeat
again,
it.
please?
Movies in which Hugh Jackman plays an American in a position of power who self-destructively asks a journalist to investigate him, only for that investigation to lead to his undoing.
What is that one movie called?
What the fuck?
That is the name of that is basically what the game is, Scott. Naming what those movies are.
Freaking Hugh Jackman is in all of these.
I will say there was another Hugh Jackman list that I deleted from my original thing, which was it was like movies where people refuse to leave Hugh Jackman's kids alone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Scott.
I can't think of the other one where he plays the politician, but I said Bad Education.
Malcolm.
Come on.
The front runner, Bad Education.
A front runner.
Boatman.
Bad Education, the front runner.
Zach.
Bad Education, the front runner.
Mike.
Couldn't think of the front runner.
Brooklyn.
Couldn't think of the front runner. I put Prisoners and the Lobster.
Your list.
I have a question. Isn't Bad
Yes.
Education an Almodovar film about gay men?
It's the
That is a
same
different
name,
film
but yeah.
also named Bad Education, but your list, Bad Education, the front runner. Your next list. Movies in which a highly respected auteur filmmaker processed their own real-life divorce by depicting Scarlett Johansson in a deteriorating relationship with a man who is a content creator of some kind. I think this is arguably the most famous Letterboxd list of the ones that I've chosen. This is one that I have seen go around the internet quite a bit. But
And
you know,
ironically, this is the one list I didn't only think of one. So good shit.
Can you repeat that one? Sorry,
absolutely. Movies in which a highly respected auteur filmmaker processed their own real-life divorce by depicting Scarlett Johansson in a deteriorating relationship with a man who is a content creator of some kind. Gotta love how weirdly specific these things are.
Oh, I think that's the name of the game right there. I think
5.
oddly
Yeah.
specific is
4.
the name of the game.
3, 2, 1.
I might rename
Pens down. We'll start with Malcolm, I believe.
I'm playing it safe. I've just put Marriage Story.
Boatman.
Her, Lost in Translation.
That's the one I should.
Zach.
Marriage story and Her.
Mike.
I had Marriage Story. I should have fucking put Her. Damn it.
Brooklyn.
I haven't seen Her, but it's probably better than Marriage Story.
It is.
It is. And Scott.
I can't believe I didn't think of Lost in Translation, but Marriage Story.
And your list.
Oh yeah, that's me. But
Marriage Story, Lost in Translation, Her.
Nice.
Your next list.
All great.
Movies in which an A-list actor plays a lonely white guy with a creepy mustache who falls in love with someone/something he shouldn't.
I'm going to need to hear that again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Movies in which an A-list actor plays a lonely white guy with a creepy mustache who falls in love with someone/something he shouldn't.
That's like every fucking movie.
If these guys fall in, if they fall in love at all, it's with someone.
Every movie you watch, the guy has a creepy mustache.
Yeah. I draw it on my TV.
5.
Like,
4.
I have a question, Holtzman. Are we talking Polo Yama level creepy?
I don't get the reference. 5.
His mustache.
4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Boat, I believe.
I could only think of her.
Zach.
Her. I don't know if Mordecai has a love.
Mike.
Didn't have it.
Brooklyn.
Her, and we're baking on Robin Williams having a mustache in 1 hour photo.
Nope. Scott.
Her, and I think the other one is Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah.
And Malcolm.
I put her and Lars and the Real Girl.
Her and Lars and the Real Girl are both on the list, but you all missed The Lobster. The Lobster.
Okay. Why shouldn't he fall in love with those people, and why can't Lars fall in love with the sex doll? Who says he shouldn't fall in love with them? It's rude.
I think you answered your own question.
Mike, her was in the last movie round.
I know.
What?
I actually thought of that, and then I went, no, they want to do the same goddamn movie again.
Your next list, curated by one Mr. Thomas Scully. 2005 films where Liam Neeson sword fights a protege in the snow. I will say there were only a few people. I think there's like this and the 2 I already had and the example one from Red Shaw are the only 4 that came from this community. I think everything else is from random people on Letterboxd.
So what you're saying is people in this community are not weird enough for you.
It's not that they're not weird, it's just that they're not funny. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Zach, I believe.
I'm pretty sure I got nothing. But Clash of Titans. Which is
Mike.
Batman Begins.
Brooklyn.
The Gray, Batman Begins, and Taken 3.
One of those is correct. Scott.
Batman Begins.
Malcolm.
I almost put The Grey, but I put Batman Begins.
And Boatman.
I just said Batman Begins, but I almost put Narnia.
The answers are Batman Begins and it's a list made by Thomas Scully. You know it's got to have Kingdom of Heaven.
Dang it, I was going to put that.
I almost put that too.
Kingdom of Heaven.
Not
I couldn't remember if he was in it.
Liam Neeson was in that movie, but because I know it's Thomas.
I was like,
Somewhere
it
out
seems
there,
like he would be in it.
Somewhere out there,
Your next
Thomas is
list.
yelling at us.
Your next list. Ben Mendelsohn as a villain who thinks too much of himself, being reminded by a dictator big bad who wears a breathing device due to a physical impairment who the real boss is.
Interesting list.
I know. It's crazy the kind of ridiculous garbage that you can find. Actually, not garbage. This isn't garbage. This is great. This is all fantastic. It's so dumb, but I love it. Just so weirdly specific. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Mike, I believe. We're going to start with
At
Mike.
this point, Bernie and Friends. Fuck it.
Brooklyn.
Star Wars Rogue One and Ready Player One? Question mark.
Scott.
Yeah, no, I'm wrong. I said Captain Marvel.
Malcolm.
I almost put Ready Player One, but I just left it at Rogue One.
Boatman.
I just said Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
And Zach.
At this point, 1 point means nothing. So I'm going to go Rogue One, Ready Player One.
Rogue One is one of the movies, but the other movie is The Dark Knight Rises. Remember he was in The Dark Knight Rises. Remember? Me neither.
Come on.
And list number 20, gentlemen, is a list simply called Color Plus Bird. The list is simply called Color Plus Bird.
Color plus verb?
Color plus bird.
Plus bird, like bird.
Bird, like tweet. Bird. Color plus bird.
Shit.
Okay, if this one movie isn't on here,
I've been giving you extremely oddly specific lists for too long. You get now color plus bird. You get the vaguest thing imaginable. There was actually one that I found that was a lot vaguer, which was just called Movies I've Cried To, but the only movie on the list was Stuart Little 2.
I'm really worried I'm naming a movie that is a movie, but is not. Okay, I'm not going to put it.
Yeah.
And we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll start with Brooklyn.
Not a fucking thing.
Scott.
Okay, I really hope my second one is on here. Red Sparrow, White Bird in a Blizzard, and Black Swan.
Oh my god.
And we will go to Malcolm.
I just went Black Swan and Red Sparrow.
And Boatman.
I said Red Sparrow and Pink Flamingos.
Oh, nice.
And Zach.
Yeah, this can be endless because I also this movie Blue Jay, great Mark Duplass movie. I put Pink Flamingos and the Goldfinch.
And Mike.
Didn't have anything.
The Goldfinch wasn't there. Zach, if you would put Blue Jay, it would have been correct.
Blue Jay's on there, but not the fucking Goldfinch.
That is correct. Your list. Black Swan, Blue Jay, Red Sparrow, Pink Flamingos, Black Hawk Down, and White Chicks.
How is White Bird in a Blizzard not on there? You got to be joking. Bird in the title.
It's like a movie I've only seen.
You'd be surprised sometimes. Your next list. Horror movies whose titles order you to do stuff.
Mike, this is your shining moment.
Horror movies where the titles order you to do stuff. I got to check about that. Right?
Horror movies whose titles order you to do stuff. Nazario, are you looking backstage at the list and seeing what's on it right now? If anyone can get a clean sweep of this, mad props to you guys, but we will have to wait and see what happens. And we will go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Scott.
I could only think of Don't Breathe.
Malcolm.
I didn't think of Don't Breathe. I just thought of Get Out.
Oh, yeah.
Boatman.
I said Get Out and Drag Me to Hell.
Zach.
Don't Breathe.
Mike.
I've given up. Go fuck yourself.
Unfortunately not on the list. And Brooklyn.
I said Don't Breathe, Let the Right Ones In, and Scream.
Oh, I feel so bad, Brooklyn. We'll bring up the list. So we have Don't Breathe, Let Me In, Get Out, Drag Me to Hell, Don't Look Now, Scream.
Let the Right Ones In though is a movie, right?
Yeah, it's the original version.
I think you should give him the point because still let the right one in.
I'll give Brooklyn the point.
Hey,
okay. Hey, we also put movies that have birds and colors.
Yeah, White Bird in a Blizzard.
Okay, the difference is like Brooklyn just put the other version of a movie that was on the list.
It's a
You
different
named things
movie.
that weren't on the list.
It's a different movie.
It doesn't matter if your thing qualifies. If it's not on the list, I can't help you.
His movie's not on the list.
Your next list. Movies.
Fucking
Your next list, gentlemen. Movies where I was not warned that Matt Damon would suddenly appear.
there are so many.
It's every one of his movies.
Unfortunately, like I've said, it doesn't matter if what you say may qualify. It's simply, is it on the list? And that's where playing it safe
may be a
could come in handy.
controversial one.
Oh, this will probably be very controversial.
Once you ever won.
But I mean,
Repeat the list.
who cares? Movies where I was not warned that Matt Damon would suddenly appear.
I'm good.
I thought you gave up, Mike.
Mike thinks he might have something though.
No, that's what I'm thinking of, if I should do joke answers or not. Or if I should do real ones.
Zach Ford making a bold move, the Dustin Mason strategy of getting up and walking away in the middle of a match.
Sorry, I had to go look at my phone. Just sorry.
Five,
That's
4,
recording.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Malcolm.
Email in your hand?
Eurotrip 4, Ragnarok, and Deadpool 2.
Vote.
I said Interstellar, Eurotrip, Unsane, Deadpool 2.
Zach.
Oh, I fucked up because I wrote road trip. But I had to keep 2 Interstellar, Thor Ragnarok.
Mike.
I did the same thing. Road trip Interstellar. Should have went with the joke.
Scott.
I said Interstellar and Deadpool 2.
And Brooklyn.
I said Interstellar, Saving Private Ryan, and he also voices the dad in Ponyo.
Everyone wrote way too much. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. The list is just Interstellar and Thor Ragnarok.
What the fuck?
That person's basic as fuck. Watch the
Yeah,
rest.
no, I agree. This person did a bad job, but oops.
Yeah.
Your next list.
We all
Wait.
knew.
Whoa! I watched Unsane. Matt Damon is in that?
Yeah, he's in there for like 2 seconds. He's he's a psychiatrist.
Shit.
It's
Okay.
Anyways, your next list. Movies where children with absurdly good voices sing Sweet Child of Mine to impress their fathers who hold them to unreasonably high standards, where Catherine Hahn also plays the sister-in-law.
What on earth?
I know one. Come on.
This is the greatest, dumbest thing I've ever done.
I think you enjoyed this way too much, Cameron.
I think I'm enjoying it the exact amount it should be enjoyed.
See, since he's the champion, he gets to do whatever the fuck he wants sometimes.
Yeah. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Malcolm.
I got nothing.
Oof.
Boatman.
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Zach.
Nothing.
I
Mike.
think I got it this time. New Nightmare, Friday the 13th, Child's Play, and Lucky Charms.
No. Brooklyn.
Step Brothers.
Scott.
I said this is where I leave you.
Step Brothers was correct. The other thing that also somehow fits on this list is Captain Fantastic.
Oh, that movie sucks.
Who saw that?
I will say, when I tested this game on 2 people. One person only knew Step Brothers, and one person only knew Captain Fantastic.
You have weird friends.
One of those people was Adelaide Spence. The other one was Caleb Coho. I'll let you guess who knew which. Your next one. Movies about boys who refer to themselves by a pet name given to them by their moms who they lost when they were young, causing them to have a very personal connection to music. Also, they become criminals for a while.
Nope.
I know one for sure.
This is the second time a situation comes up. I will ask you about after the reveal, but it's interesting.
Repeat it.
Absolutely. Movies about boys who refer to themselves by a pet name given to them by their moms who they lost when they were young, causing them to have a very personal connection to music. Also, they become criminals for a while.
How many questions do we have left?
It really couldn't be easier. Like 10, 15, something like that. 5.
That's a lot.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. But some of the best ones are at the end because I did order these specifically. Boatman.
I could only think of My Life as a
Zach.
I looked at you for too long, so I came up with Baby Driver.
Mike.
August Rush and Leprechaun.
Brooklyn.
I said Baby Driver and A Clockwork Orange.
Scott.
I was starting to write August Rush, but I ran out of time.
And Malcolm.
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver, and the other one is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Star-Lord. Star-Lord.
This is the thing. What I was thinking, like some of these apply to movies that are part of a series. Star-Lord is in 2 Guardians of the Galaxy.
Your next list. Films where Jake Gyllenhaal deserved an Oscar for Nightcrawler.
Don't understand what this means.
What the fuck?
You know, there are so many things that remind you that he deserves an Oscar for Nightcrawler.
I need points. I'm just gonna go for
Films where Jake Gyllenhaal deserved an Oscar for Nightcrawler.
God, you only have 37 repeats left.
Okay, thanks.
It's going to be interesting to see how people react to this and figure out whether I'm bluffing or double bluffing here.
I think the rule is who uses the most
4,
repeats loses.
3, 2, 1. We'll start with Zach.
I wrote Nightcrawler.
Mike.
Nightcrawler, Frankenstein, Blood Rage, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Brooklyn.
I said Spider-Man, Far From Home, and Zodiac.
Scott.
I said Nightcrawler and Velvet Buzzsaw.
Malcolm.
I just mean Nightcrawler.
Boatman.
I think this is the only one film list, Nightcrawler.
The films you could have had are... It's Nightcrawler. What? It's Nightcrawler. It's Nightcrawler. What else was going to be?
You know, Nocturnal Animals actually reminded me that he should have won an Oscar for Nightcrawler.
That's fair. Your next one. Films where the main character visits his partner's parents' house for the first time, only to realize they are racists who have hatched a plan to have a white guy steal his identity. Did you just look at what all is on this list?
Yeah.
Repeat the question.
Absolutely. Films where the main character visits his partner's parents' house for the first time, only to realize they are racists who have hatched a plan to have a white guy steal his identity. When I reveal this list... When I reveal this list,
all I can say is it's accurate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Zach, I think.
I went for it. I put Get Out and Shrek 2.
Mike.
Overboard and Tango and Cash.
Brooklyn.
Get Out and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Scott.
How did I forget Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? I just said Get Out.
Malcolm.
I also just see Get Out.
And Boatman.
I think the correct answer is Get Out and Shrek 2, but I just wrote Get Out.
Yeah. The correct answer is Get Out and Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They don't try to replace him again.
Okay.
Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Get it. Get it. I read that last
2.
second.
Your next question. Movies where a member of the Gleason family dislikes a furry CGI animal, but eventually learns to get along with it and help it. I knew. So I think the thing I saw the moment I said pens down, Boatman realized that Shrek 2 was supposed to be on that list, but he didn't have enough time to write it left. Which, it's unfortunate, but it's what must be done.
Just repeat it for shits and giggles.
Movies where a member of the Gleason family dislikes a furry CGI animal, but eventually learns to get along with it and help it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike.
Gremlins and Critters.
Brooklyn.
Peter Rabbit, Paddington, and Paddington 2.
Scott.
I got nothing.
Malcolm.
I put Peter Rabbit on Bandit Forgetting Paddington.
Boatman.
Paddington 2 and Goodbye Christopher Robin.
And Zach.
My best friend Paddington 2 and the anarchist asshole murderer Peter Rabbit.
The list is just Paddington 2 and Peter Rabbit. Zach Ford once again getting all the points.
I would say not technically an animal, I guess.
Your next list. This is a long one. Get ready, folks. An overly friendly religious extremist who is bad at cursing and talks to animals harbors unrequited love for financially successful but creatively bankrupt James Caan and spends the winter making gross spaghetti and helping him get a book published, directed by a comedic actor who was in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Do this again.
Yeah, we got to hear that again.
I'm gonna say, because we're running long on time, the final 10, no repeats. You get one here of the title. So this is the last one you can repeat.
Yeah.
An overly friendly religious extremist who is bad at cursing and talks to animals harbors unrequited love for financially successful but creatively bankrupt James Caan and spends the winter making gross spaghetti and helping him get a book published, directed by a comedic actor who was in The Wolf of Wall Street. So stupid.
I'm surprised that they were in The Wolf of Wall Street. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Mike.
Jesus Camp in The Last Exorcism.
Brooklyn.
Misery and Elf.
Scott.
Nothing.
Malcolm.
Nothing.
Boatman.
Misery and Elf.
Oh, wow.
And Zach.
Elf.
The list. Misery and Elf.
Nice.
Your next list. Movies about a competition in which a freak accident causes Rachel McAdams to be comedically conflicted about the loss of human life. Movies about a competition in which a freak accident causes Rachel McAdams to be comedically conflicted about the loss of human life. It's weird that there's more than one, but alas, this is the way the world works.
But I think
it's also weird that I have two different Rachel McAdams-centric lists.
No, the time
she's
traveling
amazing,
was on
so
fucking
fine.
point. The woman has an attachment to that.
2. I once wrote that as a secret category when I was still doing classic. 1, pens down. We'll start with Brooklyn.
Mean Girls and Eurovision might be a stretch.
Scott.
Mean Girls and Southpaw.
Malcolm.
I just said Eurovision.
Boatman.
I said Game Night.
Zach.
Game Night and the most important movie of 2020 Eurovision Song Contest.
And your list.
God damn, Zach is killing it.
Eurovision Song Contest and Game Night. Zach Ford mounting somewhat of a comeback here.
I
Your next list.
3 times for some reason.
Your next list. Sure, going into the final set of lists. In the lead is Bowman with 107, followed by Zach with 85, then Malcolm with 74, Scott with 52, Brooklyn with 39, and Mike with 8.
Hell yeah.
Your next one.
Will Mike
Movies
get
that
double digits?
That's cool.
Probably
Movies
not.
that Jared Leto should be nominated for.
Not.
I think you just ruined the joke.
Your list is movies that Jared Leto should be nominated for.
Does unreleased director cut versions of movies count?
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Who knows? Not
Let's
me.
say
I mean, I do. I know what's on the
unreleased
list.
black and white version, 4-hour-long movies in 4:3 ratio of director's
Oh, that's a
cut.
great question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott.
I intentionally wrote nothing this time.
Malcolm.
I mean, I'm thinking whoever made this list is weird and put Suicide Squad on it.
Boatman.
I don't know how you're gonna count these scores, but I wrote nothing.
Zach.
Yeah, I was going to write Suicide Squad, and then Scott reminded me that I should just write nothing.
Mike.
The Fly, Seven, and Adventure Horizon.
And Brooklyn.
I put down 2 obligatory movies: Requiem for a Dream, Dallas Buyers Club.
And your list. There's nothing on the list. If you wrote nothing, you get 5 points.
I'm back.
Like there is a reason that earlier when people asked, "Can there be less than 2 movies on the list?" I was very hesitant to answer that question. Your next list. Movies released in 2001 with a narcoleptic character where the finale includes a musical number. This list made by one Jack Pinchuk.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. Not to give an exact time of when we recorded this, but he's on YLS right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is why we don't do live.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Malcolm.
I quickly wrote down Rat Race for no reason.
Boatman.
I said Waking Life.
And Zach.
Moulin Rouge.
Mike.
Rat Race, The Troll Under the Bridge, and Empire.
Brooklyn.
Not a thing.
And Scott.
I didn't have the courage to put Moulin Rouge, but I said Donnie Darko.
Your movies. Moulin Rouge and Rat Race.
Hell yeah, Malcolm.
Yeah.
I like this is when Mike decided to actually try, and he put Matt right.
This thing is, Mike got the right answer, got one of the right answers, and then just decided to ruin it. Your next list. 2017 films that center on a complicated relationship between 2 males who are 7 years apart, with a scene where the main character watches through a window while the blonde supporting character gets out of a car.
Okay, I feel like Donnie Darko should have been on that list.
Well, it wasn't. So, does the finale of Donnie? I see. The
It
thing
has
is,
Mad
like,
World, yeah.
but that's not a musical number. That's just a song that plays. Like,
I
there's not
guess,
someone in
yeah.
the movie who's like you don't see Gary Jules performing at
I
the
was going to
Halloween
say,
party.
maybe
Mad
Gary
World.
Jules had a cameo.
That would be a really crappy Halloween party. I'm making a Halloween party even crappier, despite the fact that several people die. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We start with Boatman.
Call Me by Your Name.
Zach.
Call Me by Your Name.
Mike.
The Lost Boys and Near Dark.
Brooklyn.
Call Me by Your Name and Moonlight.
Scott.
Call Me by Your Name.
And Malcolm.
I wrote down Call Me by My Name, excused myself, erased it, and didn't put anything else down.
Call Me by Your Name is correct, but the other movie you could have had is The Boss Baby, guys. It's The Boss Baby. It's The Boss Baby.
Oh.
It's The Boss Baby. Your next
I
list.
never saw the Boss Baby.
Your next list. Third films in movie franchises that were launched by a classic film in the 1980s, in which it's a plot point that a character has had sex with both a man and his father. Everyone looking stunned. I'll read this one again for you guys.
Thank you.
I'll read this one again. Third films in movie franchises that were launched by a classic film in the 1980s, in which it's a plot point that a character has had sex with both a man and his father. I will say, moving forwards, the Jared Leto thing was the only one that had no films on it. Everything from that point forwards will have at least one movie on the list. I'll be nice. I believe everything from this point on has at least 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we start with Scott. Maybe
Back to the Future 3.
Malcolm.
Back to the Future Part 3.
Boatman.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Zach.
Nothing.
Mike.
Spielberg, Last Crusade.
Amazing.
Brooklyn.
What Boatman and Mike said.
Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade is correct. The other one, Bill and Ted Face the Music. That's the plot point in Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh,
Mindy
Weirdly.
has slept with everybody in that series.
That's true. All right. We get to the final 5 lists, gentlemen. Your next list. The third installment of a movie series featuring a blonde guy and his big green companion trying to save their kingdom from being destroyed with an awesome fight scene set to Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. I'm waiting to see the smirks come onto people's faces. And I
I'm
think I
still
see
trying
it
to
from
think.
I think I see it from Boatman.
I'm still trying to think who slept with somebody and their parent in Back to the Future Part 3.
I mean, I don't know. Time travel's weird, man. You do a lot of things. that
Well,
you're
you
not
know,
supposed
because
to.
you know, he's with his mom, and I know they don't actually sleep
Yeah.
together, but it's like I thought, well, maybe
Yeah.
in the first.
Like, it's a fair guess, but 5. I can see the logic behind the guess. 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Pens
It
down.
was
Start
no
with Malcolm.
penetration.
I'm going out on a limb here. Full Ragnarok, Shrek the Third.
Boatman.
Shrek the Third, Thor Ragnarok.
I appreciate that you put Shrek the Third first.
That's
Zach.
what I thought of first.
I didn't get the Shrek one. Thor Ragnarok.
Mike.
At Friday the 13th for 3, Iron Man 3, and Season of the Witch.
Brooklyn.
Thor Ragnarok, and I couldn't remember which Shrek.
Scott.
Shrek the Third.
They said the
Shrek the Third,
time-
but no Thor Ragnarok. Your list. Shrek the Third and Thor Ragnarok.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know these
All right.
movies.
Your next list. Movies where Michael Fassbender has gay subtext with a man who calls him old friend.
This is also every movie.
Movies where Michael Fassbender has gay subtext with a man who calls him old friend. It's as simple as that. Sorry to see how many you can think of holding up at least 10 fingers.
He's a very sexual man.
This is true. This is very true.
Have
5,
you seen Shame?
4. No. No.
He don't need to be having no shame.
2. 1. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
I said X-Men Days of Future Past.
Playing it safe. Zach.
I put X-Men Apocalypse and Shame.
Mike.
Old Boy, Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and Boy.
Brooklyn. I'm uncomfortable.
Frank, Steve Jobs, and X-Men First Class.
Scott.
I wish there was gay subtext in Steve Jobs' X-Men Days of Future Past.
Malcolm.
I also put X-Men Days of Future Past.
Well, Scott, apparently there's gay subtext in Steve Jobs because your
What?
list is X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse, and Steve Jobs.
They really thought there was gay subtext between him and Steve.
So wait. So
I mean,
did they just have no gay
Or Andy
subtext in Dark Phoenix?
Hertzfeld.
what?
Did they just have no gay subtext in Dark Phoenix?
They just didn't say old
Apparently
friend.
not. No.
He was
They,
only
they
in
don't
that
say
one
old
scene.
friend. That's the there. All right, 3 lists left. Your next one. Coming of age films that came out 1 year after the other focus on heartwarmingly and heartbreakingly realistic female protagonists, have the same poster color palette, and feature a god tier pool scene.
A god tier what?
Pool scene. I'll read again. Coming of age films that came out 1 year after the other focus on heartwarmingly and heartbreakingly realistic female protagonists, have the same poster color palette, and feature a god tier pool scene.
I believe this list is very subjective.
I mean, so is most things involving cinema.
Every list.
Also, it reminds me of a word. I cannot think of it right now. It might come up later.
Okay.
Is everybody
then,
locked in?
5, 4. Oh, I know what word you're gonna say. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Is the word snowflake, Nazario?
It's fucking snowflakes. That's what I was thinking. Yes.
We'll start with Zach.
8th grade and Booksmart.
Mike.
Reservoir Dogs, Phone Booth, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Stand By Me.
Give that man a point.
Thanks for writing 4 movies.
No,
to waste
Brooklyn.
our fucking time.
Scott.
I hope the poster thing doesn't screw me on this. 8th grade, The Edge of 17, and Booksmart.
Malcolm.
I went all the way. I went Foothold on the Stars and Paper Towns.
And Boatman.
I just said Booksmart in 8th grade, but no, I just like one. I don't.
Booksmart and 8th grade are correct. Edge of 17 was correct. And also Ladybird. Ladybird apparently counts.
Oh.
Ladybird. I don't know, but apparently Ladybird counts.
Yeah, I think Edge of 17 is a different color palette, and that's some bullshit list.
There's some yellow on there. There's some yellow on
all
there.
over the fucking poster.
That's yellow. Those leaves are yellow.
Okay, yeah.
Those leaves are yellow. Anyways, your next one.
I know this. No.
Your next one.
Is this the penultimate one?
This is the penultimate list, and your list is movies with CGI armies.
CGI armies.
The guy cannot even hold his own fucking joke, man.
This is gonna be bad. I can already tell.
Okay, I get it.
I'm
only
okay.
gonna go
I'm good.
down.
I'm good. Look, this is going to be a great one. This is going to be a great one. And I will say, reminder: there will be no more than 8 movies on any given list. So, as much as you think you could probably name 50, there's only at most 8 films on this list. Movies with CGI armies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We start with Mike.
Battle of Five Armies, Toy Story, and Escape from LA.
One of those is actually correct. Brooklyn.
Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Iron Man 3.
Surprisingly, nothing you just said is on this list.
What?
Scott.
I'm thinking it might be some sort of Army Hammer thing, but I said Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So I put Battle of Five Armies, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King.
One of those is correct. Boatman.
I said Call Me By Your Name and The Social Network.
Yeah, and Zach.
I only went for Wacko once. I went Toy Story and Little Soldiers. Did I fuck up? Is that not called Little Soldiers?
I think you're thinking of Small Soldiers. Your list.
Small Soldiers, damn it!
Your list is Battle of the Five Armies, The Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Justice League, The Social Network, Tag, and Call Me By Your Name.
Damn. So both gets 2 points.
And for those who don't know the Tag joke, it's that Jeremy Renner broke both of his arms while filming the movie, and so they had to CGI them because they didn't look right.
What's the CGI army and Call Me By Your Name? Where is the CGI?
They had to CGI out Army Hammer's testicles.
That's out. That's
Hashtag release testicut.
I honestly thought
And your
they made
final-
the bulge bigger.
Your
That
final
makes
list,
sense.
folks.
Recap
Your final list. For your final one, I gave you something. Actually, sorry. Oh, sorry. There's 2 more. I screwed up. There's 2 more. For your penultimate list. This is your penultimate list. Something. The score is currently Boat with 126.
Wait. Don't give them the score. Disclose.
Yeah, you know what? Screw you, Boatman.
Okay.
Shit.
For your penultimate one, I'm giving you just a nice, easy, simple list. MCU rank.
Oh no.
MCU rank. Let's see if they can figure it out.
God damn it, man.
Nazar, did you just look at the list?
I want want to take this moment to remind everyone I have nothing to do with the setup for this game. It's all this man right
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I take full responsibility for this. MCU rank. Reminder, there will be no more than 8 movies on any given list. So something's not right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Brooklyn.
No.
Scott.
That is a movie. I thought it might be the McDonald's cinematic universe. I said Mac and Me.
Malcolm.
I meant 3 for the Dark World and I meant 2. I think it might be his least favorite.
Boatman.
I think Scott is actually right, but I just wrote down My Cousin Vinny for some reason.
Zach.
I wrote down Mummy movies, but I couldn't remember them all. The Mummy Returns, Scorpion King.
And Mike.
I have the correct answer. Child's Play, Curse of Chucky, Child's Play 2, Cult of Chucky, Bride of Chucky, Child's Play 3, Seed of Chucky, and Child's Play the remake.
You said Child's Play twice.
Unfortunately, all of you missed it. It's so obvious, guys. It's the MCU. They were ranking the Madagascars.
Jeez. I do agree that the third one is the best one.
Written by Noah Baumbach.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Your final list. Reminder, there can be no more than 8 films on a list. So this list is the 1001 greatest films ranked as objectively as possible.
Okay, no repeats on this one. Pay attention.
We've veered into territory I'm not comfortable with.
The final list, it's simple, guys. The 1001 greatest films ranked as objectively as possible. Oh, this is so stupid.
I feel like there's a trick with this one.
You know, that Jared Leto list reminds me of a list that I had in my letterbox called Good Movies That Caleb Coho Likes. It had similar vibes.
We'll give a couple more seconds for them to think. It's 1001 greatest movies of all time, ranked as objectively as possible. Reminder: only 8 movies can be on a list. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start. Scott.
I just remembered an article one time that said The Fugitive is the only good movie, so that's what I wrote.
We will go to Boatman.
I said A House of 1,000 Corpses and 1 because I thought it was
Malcolm.
I like that.
I just thought it was someone that put The Godfather 1001 times.
Zach.
I think Boatman's on the right track. I wrote Norbit.
Brooklyn.
I put all the Fast and Furious films, just 1 through 8.
I'll say, Brooklyn, you're on the right track that it is just a single franchise with all the films listed, but Fast and Furious is not the franchise. Mike.
Troll 2, The Room, and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
That's unfortunately incorrect. Gentlemen, the list of the 1001 greatest films of all time is just Alvin and the Chipmunks 1 through 4.
I've seen this too.
Remember, ranked as objectively. We're ranking this objectively. This isn't someone's opinion. That's just the truth. So the final scores have been sent to Mr. Nazario Montenegro.
Well,
I set them before even bringing up that list because I knew the odds of anyone getting any of that was.
While I type them, Mike Van Wyn Holtzman.
Yeah, this was. This is one of the stupidest things I've ever done, and I'm very happy with it.
It was good time.
It was Mike. I'll say this: you just missed double digits. You just missed out on double digits. But no, this is good. I was surprised at the amount of people that were able to pick up on the Jared Leto list having absolutely 0 movies on it.
Yeah, that was good.
But
Well, Zach really sort of ruined it by saying the answer is none, and I was like, well, I think that actually might be the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, I was watching and I was like, I see multiple people not writing anything.
The results officially for wait, what? Or soon to be renamed weirdly specific. In last place, great fucking movie star himself, Mike Hanley.
Buy the fucking t-shirt. Great fucking
9
movie.
points. Buy his t-shirt. 9 points. 5th place, The Sandwich Man, Brooklyn Vale, with 42 big points. 4th place, Scott with 63 points. In 3rd place, Malcolm scored 83 points. Not bad. 2nd place got 95. And 1st place with 126 points, Mr. Caleb Boatman. What do you gotta say, man?
Cool things to say, like Letterboxd good, Death bad. Caleb Boatman 2024.
Fair. So that's the end of another movie game, guys. Thanks everybody for showing up and playing. This was a weird ass one. I don't know if this is gonna show up in the finals because he plays in the finals and I have no idea how to make this. It was weird. You have to like Google shit. I don't know. So next week is gonna be the last one. So far, it's Jake Marangoni, Cody Newberry, Caleb Boatman, and Mr. Holzman, and we need a 5th player for that title defense. So everybody who played today, and if they want to be next week, I'm not gonna do the 2-week shot. You can play as long as you're in the first 6 people when I ask for players. That's it. Woo! Thanks, Zach. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Scott Harvey. Thanks, Brooklyn. Thanks, Malcolm, and our new winner, Caleb Boatman. And special thanks to the host man for coming up with the games, looking for the thing, making the game, hosting the game. Good shit. Bo is the best. See you next week.